Well, it's been a busy week online with South Africans also sharing their thoughts on various topics. SABC digital news producer Tshepiso Moche tells us more.
SABCnews.com is your one-stop digital portal to all the news you need.
Let's look at what has happened online this week, but first, social media trends with Tonya Curry.
My name is Tonya Curry, and I'm the director of Acumen Media. Last night, many were glued to their TV and Twitter feeds to watch the SONA address by President Ramaphosa. Many expected the EFF to disrupt Parliament, but the President's opening gambit left Malema laughing and the EFF mute. Accolades poured in for the President as many were unaware of the enormous level of work that has already taken place in the space of a year. Others were disappointed that we had a dignified SONA. Go figure. Highlights from the address definitely included the reinvented Scorpions and also the fact that the President made it very clear that Eskom would be handled in a very different manner going forward. And those two things made a very big impact in the conversation. Black First Land First tried their very best to make an impact in the media this week, and they did, both with the outrageous comments surrounding the Driehoek tragedy and their support for Bushiri. It was also rumoured that they'll be laying charges against Ramaphosa because of the 500,000 rand from Bosasa. State Capture, still on the charts, saw Adrian Basson take the stand to set the record straight, and if you can believe it, Supra Mahamapelo is back with his winning court boosting the conversation there. Finally, we saw the Hawks take action after several members of the Bosasa scandal were arrested and T handed himself in, and many are left asking, where is Gavin Watson? Elections 2019 continues to fill timelines. EFF manifesto left many thinking Malema was filled with outrageously good promises, but that they might be empty. Many questions followed about how on earth the EFF would manage to deliver on such a manifesto. The tragedy at Driehoek and the Sansui slap made their mark on the charts this week as well. And Eskom, everyone's favourite SEO, was a large focus of SONA, and that comes in at the bottom of the pile.
With a website that is easy to use on mobile, SABC News prides itself in being the primary source of public service content across multiple platforms.
And now for the top stories on the SABC News website as liked by users. The story about board members of the PIC resigning pulled traffic to the SABC News website. Another story is that pulled traffic to the SABC News website were stories about Prophet Bushiri. The arrest of the self-proclaimed prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife pulled traffic to the SABC News website. The pair has since been granted a 100,000 rand bail each.
Watch live streams of all the big news events on the SABC News YouTube channel, which is one of the most viewed South African YouTube channels globally.
Another interesting story this week has been the announcement that Energizer is going to release a slew of phones. As many as 26 handsets are expected to be unveiled at the world's biggest handset and mobile device conference, which is Mobile World Congress, set to kick off in Barcelona in a little over 2 weeks' time. Energizer, of course, is better known for making batteries, but it is perhaps that makes it such a good fit. You know, one of the leading concerns or complaints that we have about cell phones generally is battery life. And so it seems quite sensible, perhaps, that a battery manufacturer would get involved in that space. We're expecting the devices to run Android, basically to run... We're expecting the devices to run the Android operating system, which comes from Google. And what's fascinating about what we've seen leaked so far, at least, is that one of the devices is expected to have a battery in excess of 18,000 milliamps. Now, to put that in context, the recent Samsung Note 9 had a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. The recent Huawei Mate 20 Pro has a 4,200 milliamp hour battery. So by pushing to the sort of 18,000 mark, you're looking at 4 times that battery. And depending on the demands of the device and its screen size and other specifications, you could get a phone that lasts between 4 days and as much as a week, depending on how you use it. So it's going to be exciting to see a new player in the mobile space, and particularly interesting, I think, that it's a battery manufacturer like Energizer.
This week we speak to Staff Magazine editor Craig Wilson about Facebook's new feature of unsending Facebook Messenger to people using the same app.
Facebook's new feature that allows users to unsend messages for up to 10 minutes after they've sent them has been a really long time coming. There was a bit of controversy a while back when it was discovered that certain Facebook executives, including Mark Zuckerberg, had appeared to have the ability to delete messages, which hadn't been a feature that had been extended to any other users of the service. There was then the promise that they'd roll it out to regular users thereafter, and that's what we're now seeing. So it's arguably a very, very long overdue feature, and certainly something that people will be pleased to see. You know, other social networks like Twitter continue to come in for criticism for the inability to edit posts, which is something you've been able to do on Facebook for a very, very long time. And the reason this matters, I guess, is that, you know, if nothing else, once in a while, people make mistakes. And so to be able to rectify them easily and potentially avoid embarrassment is great. You know, I'm sure we've all inadvertently sent messages to either the wrong people or the wrong group.
That's all for you looking to cyberspace this week. For SABC News, I'm Tshepiso Moche in Johannesburg.
SABC News, everywhere.